What up, everybody? In BMF Season 4, Episode 9, Boom rammed his car into the driver's side of Markisha's car, trying to kill her, and leaving her begging for Boom to call an ambulance. A situation that also happened with the real-life Kesha and Boom, Tanisha Welch and Harold Mills. A scene that was also shown in the Tanisha Welch First Lady of BMF documentary, with another common denominator being that her friend was who set her up. Before that happened, Kesha went to have drinks with her friend Kiki, thinking she could trust Kiki, but she was actually sent as a spy after she had been kicking it with Boom for weeks. Kesha revealed to Kiki that she had a new business partner, and that it wasn't Boom, but it was Southwest T. And this was after the last episode when Kesha and Boom met up with Giovanni, who has work coming in through Texas. And Boom told Giovanni that Kesha was his new business partner and that she would be running point because there was too much heat around Boom right now. Only for Kesha to then call T, letting him know that she has a new connect for him down in Texas, talking about Giovanni. So like Kesha had been telling T all of Season 4, she was trying to use Boom for his contacts, and it ended up being the truth. But at the same time, T really didn't want her doing all that, and he definitely didn't want her still connected with Boom. But after revealing to Kiki that her new business partner was Southwest T and not Boom, her plan was now exposed, and ultimately, that's why Boom did what he did. It was about business. Because if we look at this move strictly from a business perspective, and not looking at the fact that Boom and Kesha are married, the fact that she was trying to backdoor her business partner is definitely something that could cost you your life in the drug game. So Boom did what he did, but ultimately didn't go the distance in taking Markisha's life because the fact it was more than just about business. He does still love her. And the episode 10 trailer shows that Kesha survived as we knew she would. Not because she's alive in real life, because they could always rewrite the story a little bit and change things up, but because the fact at the beginning of Season 2, during the flash forward scene, right before T got arrested, he was on the phone with Kesha, talking about meeting up with her in Mexico. So the episode 10 trailer shows Kesha in the hospital, calling T and letting him know that Boom tried to kill her. And this isn't the first time we've seen Kesha in the hospital bed, going back to the end of Season 2 and the beginning of Season 3, when she got shot by Saint for being with Southwest T. And he received the phone call when he was in Atlanta at Meech's house, trying to get things worked out in Atlanta so they can get that pipeline back up and running. Now keep in mind how T reacted in Season 2 when Markisha was in the hospital the first time. He wanted blood, and he wanted to be the one to pull the trigger and kill Saint himself. And the only thing that stopped T from making that move at the beginning of Season 3 was Sterling Black calling Meech in Atlanta and telling him what was going on, and Meech intervening to make sure that that didn't happen, and one of Sterling's hitters from the PA gang took the shot. Luckily for T, because Cuts ended up getting arrested and going to prison for the same murder. But at this point in time, he made everybody in his crew believe that he pulled the trigger and took out Saint himself. The only people who knew the truth was Sterling, Cuts, T, and Meech. And even at the end of Season 3, T was planning on capping Henry. And at this time, Sterling was with him and was going to let him go through with it. But Henry never showed up to the meet because she ended up getting arrested by detectives Bryant and Jen. But T was ultimately who made the call to put down both Saint and Henry, because Henry got put down in jail after getting arrested, with Denise, Terry's former driver, telling her it was a message from a special friend. Because we know that T's gonna be heated when he finds out what happened to Kesha. And because of that, I think he'll head back to Detroit after leaving Atlanta with the intention of taking out Boom. Because one twist I don't think too many people would see coming in the finale is T catching a body. Keep in mind we saw Meech officially catch a body at the end of Season 3 when he killed Taka, throwing him out of a hotel window. And Meech was also involved in Big Mike's murder because one of those shots did come from Meech, either though Goldie took the kill shot. There was also the murder of Remy Ransom at the end of Season 3, where similar to when T got shot at the beginning of Season 1, it didn't reveal who Remy's killer was, and many believed that it was Meech and that's why they didn't show his face. Because right after Remy got killed, Meech was at Ty Washington's grave, letting him know that Remy would never hurt his family again. So the question is, will we see Terry officially get a kill before this series is over with? And if he does, given their history and everything that's happened between them so far, I think it'll be Boom, especially now that T has motive returning back to Detroit after Boom just tried killing Kesha. Because at the end of the day, we know he's gonna want to kill Boom, and the only thing that's gonna stop him is either number one, Kesha telling him not to, that he's still the father of one of her children, or a situation like what happened with either Saint or Henry, where Boom gets taken out first, or put in prison to where T can't get to him. In season 3, when T was planning on killing Henry, Sterling tried telling T he wasn't no killer, and once he makes that move, there's no turning back, with T telling Sterling maybe that's a good thing. In real life, when the situation went down with Tonisha and Harold when he tried killing her, it was a big factor in Tonisha and T moving out to the West Coast full time. So with that said, for entertainment purposes, I can see a situation where T kills Boom for what he did to Kesha. And because of that, T is worried about things falling back on him in Detroit, so him and Kesha get out of Detroit for good and head to LA. But there's also another factor that will come into play when T decides to leave Detroit behind and move to LA. And that's the fact he'll be leaving his kids and baby mama LaWanda back in Detroit. And T currently has LaWanda holding his cash for him. And with that said, in episode 10, he's going to find out that he has more problems than just Boom trying to take out Kesha. Because he's also going to find out that LaWanda has moved on and has a new man named DeMarcus, described as a new rival in Terry's territory. And with T about to move to LA, Wanda might see it as T's moving to LA to start a life with Kesha and leaving his family behind, which may also cause her to play with his money. So either though I think if T gets a kill in episode 10, it will most likely be Boom. At the same time, things between T and DeMarcus could get personal and escalate real quick, with DeMarcus not only trying to move in on T's territory in the drug game, but also in his personal life, in a relationship with his baby mother, that would also mean he'd be around T's children, and potentially even taking T's money from him. So with that said, I could also see T putting down DeMarcus also. And it would be crazy if T didn't catch a body the whole series until the final episode and catches two bodies real quick, DeMarcus and Boom, before catching that plane to LA and not turning back. Like what Sterling Black told T, if you do this, there's no turning back. And with T replying to him that it might be a good thing. If that happens and the series does continue, we might see a whole new version of T moving forward once he gets to the West Coast. Keeping in mind there's real life wiretaps of T even discussing taking out his brother Meech. So we could see him take a dark turn at the conclusion of season 4 after getting his first kill. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.